Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome back to Oddly Satisfying, the place to come if you just want a fix of all things kind of, I don't even know what to call it, but it just really just hits the spot. You know, it's kind of just like an ingrained reaction within us. We just want the Oddly Satisfying, and really I reckon the wackier it is, and just the more random and strange, then the better. But anyway, let's jump straight into it, shall we? So starting off with a lighter at 7,500 frames a second. What are we gonna have? Oh my goodness, there is no way that this is, oh no, I see this has been drawn. Wait, has this been drawn? Oh no, they've actually just put a book behind so you can see the flame and to get the contrast. Oh my goodness, what the hell? Now that I know what's going on, I want to see this from the beginning, but here we go. Look at that. That is incredible. I don't know what kind of camera would be doing this, but look at that. That is a serious kind of flick of the wrist you've got to make a lighter do that. Also, that flame height is incredible. I mean, I can only imagine that it doesn't sustain that flame height. Yeah, there we go. It is certainly kind of plateaued, but at the same time, that is still pretty decent. But no, like I said, I'd love to know what camera they're using, because the fittest of 7,500 frames a second is kind of a random number to choose. So is that it's max, or just what the hell is this camera that is actually shooting this lighter? Because it does an incredible job of it. Honestly, I couldn't think of a much better pose to kind of start off with, you know, just the way it kind of twirls up and then just kind of cuts itself off, and even just all the little fireworks and everything inside. Oh, it is so good. It's so satisfying. Honestly, now I'm just wondering how the person even had this idea in the first place. You know, obviously there are so many things that look good in slow motion, but at the same time, just how did they go, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do a lighter. I reckon that'll look awesome, and hey, they weren't wrong. But hey, I guess that's exactly what slow motion is so often good for, you know, just seeing all the little things that you would otherwise be completely oblivious to, because it just happened too quickly. And really, when you see something like this, oh my goodness, it gets me every time, but it's just so oddly satisfying. This color scheme is so pleasant. Alright, then what are we going to have, some kind of adult coloring in or something? Oh no, it's just a little bit of artistry. Oh nice. I don't know how anyone is actually that kind of detailed just with a normal, or at least to me it looks like a normal pen. Oh yeah, look at this. This is developing very nicely. I mean, I don't know enough to say whether it's watercolor or not, but at the same time, considering that we're dipping in water over and over and over again, I would certainly like to say that it is watercolor. But no, I wonder if that's something that they drew from scratch, or if they're just kind of traced over the outline so they can actually kind of bring out the bold lines and then make it just look better when they actually watercolor it. But either way, they were one hell of a tracer to be able to get all of those lines just bang on, let alone just absolutely nailing all that color. That is incredible. To me, it really looks like an art style that would be used in a cartoon or a movie or something like that. You know, I don't know what it would be, considering now all I can see is a carrot sitting at a table, but it is definitely unique, and I don't know what it is about the watercolor. And like I said, I'm no artist, so I don't know the ins and outs of everything, but I reckon the watercolor does a really good job of not being too harsh and just being soft enough so you still get all the lines from the drawing aspect, but at the same time it just doesn't overpower the entire image. And really, I think that's where the oddly satisfying part comes in. So yeah, whoever this artist actually is, absolutely well done. Like I said, there's no way I could do anything like this, and really I'm always impressed, but especially in watercolor, you know, because even though with watercolor it almost just looks like you just have to paint over what you've already done, really just the finesse in all the brushes, and then also just the color choice is incredible. Using a chameleon to get rid of bathroom flies. Well then, I guess we know exactly what is going on here. I mean, it's certainly ingenious in a way. You don't need to get a fly swatter and spend half your life just trying to get rid of all the flies. No, you just buy yourself a lizard and then you're all good. Here we go, come on mate. Oh yes, nice work. There we go. No mucking around. You get to feed your chameleon, then also at the same time just get rid of the annoying flies in your bathroom. I mean, I must say, I feel as though if you have chronic flies in your bathroom, there is certainly something that needs to be addressed there, you know, whether it's just a general smell or maybe you're just not flushing, but either way, I feel as though you should definitely just be addressing the main cause of the problem. But in saying that, there are certain times where flies just kind of creep in there for whatever reason. Maybe they just kind of get in there accidentally and then just can't get out, because that's just seems what a fly can do. So I guess in that case, if that really is annoying you, then this is just going to be the perfect solution. I don't know how kind of oddly satisfying is. I mean, I definitely feel as though in person it would be satisfying, because you just know you're getting rid of the flies, and like I said, if that's your chameleon, you're also feeding it at the same time. And I guess at the same time, you'd also kind of feel as though you just have a weapon on the end of the stick. You know, you just kind of point and shoot wherever the flies, and then just 2 seconds later it's gone. And so like I said, I can only imagine that it's quite satisfying in real life to kind of experience what the chameleon's doing. But I don't know, at least for me, when I see something like this, I'm kind of lacking the oddly satisfying part. Don't get me wrong, it's certainly cool, and certainly an ingenious solution to using a chameleon to get rid of flies, or just any insects I can imagine, because really, who wouldn't be impressed by a chameleon doing that? But at the same time, for me, it's just not that oddly satisfying. So let me know down below, am I completely crazy? I mean, I guess I am to some extent, considering there was a whole bunch of people that upvoted this, but at the same time, I just feel as though I'm not that crazy. Got my Moderna vaccine. When I got home, I noticed a perfect placement by the pharmacist got us both with one shot. As you do, yeah, nice work, pharmacist. I wonder if they actually kind of, I mean, I guess they would have had to have done it on purpose. There's no way that somebody's nailing a shot that well, especially given the fact that the band-aid is so central on my arm. There is no way that they didn't do that on purpose. And so at least we can certainly say that the pharmacist is one of us, you know, just always trying to be nice and symmetrical and thought out, and just takes the time to kind of just arrive on oddly satisfying. And really, considering the amount of people that have tattoos, I can only imagine this is a fairly rare occurrence. You know, maybe not this one exactly, but if someone has an entire sleeve, I can only imagine that there's got to be some place on there that they can actually kind of do this onto. Or even if it's just something completely unoriginal, just like a star and crossbones or something on the arm, then surely you can just put it like right in the middle of their forehead or something. I mean, hey, I guess in saying that, I have to commend the entire operation here, because not only did they get the jab in the right spot, they also just put the band-aid perfectly placed across the arm. You know, it actually looks like a massive bandage on this woman here, but no, it's so perfectly placed on the right angle. You know, it's not like they just kind of went vertical along your arm, or I guess a vertical in this picture, because let's be honest, that would have completely ruined the entire image if that had been done. And really, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel as though it's kind of comforting to know that pharmacists like this exist out there, just professionals that take pride in their work. It seems like a good time to finally show off the spice Racquetbill. Oh yeah, nice work. The way it just, I can only imagine the slides right next to the fridge. I mean, even though we don't have mounts to work off here, I certainly feel as though that spice rack just fits the entire aesthetic of the room, let alone the fact that it looks as though it just slides so perfectly back and forward into that gap, you know, just right next to the fridge. I mean, I must say, I don't really know why it's next to the fridge. I feel as though generally speaking, you do want it next to the oven, or I guess the stove more so. I mean, I can only imagine that they would have put it next to the stove if they could have. And so whether or not they just kind of converted the broom cupboard, or hey, you know, was it some kind of skinny pantry? Was it a broom closet? Or who knows? Maybe they needed a new fridge, but they just measured the cavity a little bit wrong. And then when they brought the new fridge home, they just went, oh, well, I guess that is what it is. I guess I can just make a spice cupboard out of it. But to be honest, I feel as though this can't be satisfying without it being a video, you know. I just need to be able to see it just kind of slide in seamlessly into that gap that you created, or I guess you didn't create. So yeah, I feel as though once again I'm in the situation saying it's a cool contraption, and clearly it's been made well, so nice work on that department. I just don't see how without it being a video, you can call it oddly satisfying without seeing it just kind of seamlessly slot back into place. Replacing a single piece of carpet. Wait a second, don't tell me you're going to be able to remove that little chunk of the carpet and then replace it with another chunk. I mean, I guess based on the title, that's exactly what they're going to do, but really I thought that was kind of impossible. Ah yes, I see now. It takes a few more tools and even just a little bit more effort than I thought. You know, it certainly isn't as easy as just taking a razor blade to the entire thing and just chopping out a chunk and then just placing it back down. No, it definitely looks as though you need a special type of underlay, I guess a little bit of patience, but then also just these random kind of tools and whatnot. To be honest, unless those machines are just superly expensive, I can only imagine it's kind of a better thing to do than replacing the entire carpet. But to be honest, I can only see that thing being used by real carpet professionals, and so in that case, who knows, maybe it might be superly expensive and they just know that people will be buying it, so they just charge whatever they want to charge. Because if you're going to be doing this all day every day, then it certainly makes sense, and I'm sure you'll get your money's worth. And I guess in saying that, you have to give props to this person because they have done an absolutely amazing job of replacing that little square there. I can only imagine it isn't as easy as they make it look, but really those machines and those tools wouldn't be cheap. And hey, I guess it makes sense, you know, you certainly want to be leaving this kind of thing where you could so easily just notice a square to the professionals, because let's be honest, this is meant to be oddly satisfying, and you know what isn't oddly satisfying? Just random squares all over your carpet. And so even though I would love to experience this level oddly satisfying, just being able to kind of just seamlessly blend carpet at the same time, I certainly feel as though it's one better left to the professionals. And so now finally for the top of the one for oddly satisfying, we have round and round it goes. Oh, here we go, we have a video. Finally we have a video. Oh no way, this is going to be incredible. Wow, that makes it look so incredibly easy as a block splitter. My goodness, that is certainly something you don't want to be messing with, let alone get your hands anywhere too close to it. But no, this one is definitely hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, my favorite one of the month, you know, just the way it just so effortlessly does it. And also, even though it doesn't need to go any faster, then it would make it way more dangerous. At the same time, I feel it's just the perfect seed for it to be oddly satisfying, you know, because like I said, it's just so effortless, and when it's that slow, you just get to see it all in real time, you know. It's not like the thing just gets obliterated and you go, what the hell just happened? No, it very slowly but very easily just kind of pulls the two pieces of the log apart. And so yeah, I wonder where this machine has come from. I mean, I guess they could have made it, because I have seen videos before of some other homemade ones where they just kind of push a piston back and forward, but really this one just seems so much more graceful and just so much more, well, I guess satisfying in that way. And even though it's still scarily dangerous, at the same time it is definitely safer than the other ones I've seen. And so well done to these people who actually DIY'd it, but at the same time I feel as though maybe you wouldn't, you know, just something to do with the way it's been completely painted. And also it definitely makes more sense that a company would be producing these. And so hey, you know, we have pharmacists that belong in this sub, we also have carpet replacers, and now we've just been shown that there are engineers and designers out there that actually do care about how satisfying things are. But anyway, that is going to do it for the top of the month for oddly satisfying, so thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to do the YouTube channel, look things down below, let me know if you had a favorite post out of any of these. Other than that, we check out awesome posts all over Reddit, so make sure you check some of the other videos out now, or maybe you just want to consider subscribing so you don't miss out on one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.